Rory MacDonald with 5 Rounds MMA. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Rory, what does a person like yourself do on his birthday when you have a fight coming up so close where you can't, do anything too crazy?
Same day, it's like every other day for me. My family's not here with me. They're back home in Montreal. So I'm here getting punched in the face by my friends and, going to the gym later tonight. So just another day.
2 workouts on your birthday, man.
Yeah.
Also important, outside the cage stuff with life. How do you have any update on Billy MacDonald? And I know it's something that's close to you. You put it out on social media. Any update there, and how are you coping with that, especially with that everything that's coming up?
Yeah, it's an old friend from a long time ago when we were children, and he got badly injured, and his sister reached out to me. So I just I reposted that in hopes that maybe we can get some support from the public, and all the information and updates are on the GoFundMe page that I reposted.
And how are you coping with it? You said childhood friend of yours?
Yeah, no, I mean I'm okay. I just I wish and pray for his full recovery, that him and his family doing well.
On your matchup with Ray Cooper III, tough matchup. He's on a tear with 4 wins. Just how do you see the matchup with him when you study his film?
Yeah, he's a fierce fighter. Brings it. Very tough, hard-nosed guy, and he comes to win fights. So I'll be ready for that.
Excellent. And I know you're focused on this matchup, but in your last matchup with Gleason, I know he put out some recent comments that he'd love to do a rematch with you and et cetera. I guess if you can just go back to that with MMA judging, how do you fix MMA judging? We see it pretty much all across the country in different athletic commissions. It seems like to be mistakes and stuff like that. How would you fix MMA judging from a person that's in the cage and knows the sport inside out?
I would just have maybe like some kind of a board or something sitting under a commission, or even a North American board or a mixed martial arts board that reviews different commissions and their decisions, and maybe there would be some accountability. If there's a decision that pops up that's controversial, that board of knowledgeable mixed martial arts or ex-mixed martial arts guys can review it and look into why they came to that decision, and if they find them at fault, maybe they could hold them accountable with a strike, or if they strike out with a certain amount of things, or the investigation maybe shows they did something illegal or their hand is in something wrong, they would lose their position, because right now it's no accountability. They do what they want and they keep moving forward, whereas fighters, they get a bad decision and their life can change.
Exactly.
So if you do a bad job, you should suffer the consequences, in my opinion.
No, that's a very, very good take on that. I didn't even think about that, the accountability aspect of it, versus the fighters where there's 100% accountability and the judges where there's 0% accountability.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Something that fascinated me about you when looking at your record, you've never been submitted. You fought at the highest levels for a long time, and has done something that even a lot of Hall of Famers go to their career and they get submitted or something at some point. What do you attribute that to?
I like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what I really, my first real love in mixed martial arts was jiu-jitsu. I was a really small, puny guy in this gym that I started at, and learning those techniques, using it against bigger, more physical, stronger people. I felt like it was to my advantage to learn that and get good at it, and that was one of the things that I adapted early on in my game. And it's probably not something that's seen often in my fights,
Yeah.
or what I'm known for, but it's probably one of my strongest things.
If you can recall, what's the closest you've been to being tapped in a fight?
When I fought Neiman Gracie, he got a couple attempts. He did one arm bar attempt and a knee bar attempt. Probably the closest, but I wasn't going to tap.
Yeah, I gotta look back at that one. That was in Bellator, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And last question, you turned 32 today. People probably think you're older. You've been a professional for so long, but you're still, pretty young in the sport. What do you see in your future? What are your goals the rest of the way?
Well, I want to be known as the best welterweight in the world, and that's my goal.
Excellent. Fair enough. Awesome, Roy. Thank you so much for your time.